Do you ever feel so lonely, music, after retirement that you think visiting old friends might make you feel better? Many people believe reconnecting will fill the emptiness. But for seniors, that's not always true. In fact, visiting certain people after retirement can actually drain your energy, weaken your confidence, and even make you feel lonelier than before. After retirement, your time and emotional energy become some of your most precious assets. You're no longer surrounded by coworkers or busy schedules, and the silence can feel heavy. So, it's natural to want to reach out to feel that sense of belonging again. But not every visit will bring peace or joy. Some people, even old friends, can unknowingly disturb your inner balance. In today's video, I'll share 6 types of people you should avoid visiting after retirement, no matter how lonely you feel. These lessons come from years of observing human behavior and the emotional patterns of older adults. If you understand this, you'll not only protect your mental health but also strengthen your dignity and peace in this new phase of life. Now, let's get started. Number 1, the negative friend who constantly complains. Music. One of the first people you should avoid visiting after retirement is the friend who always complains. You know the one, the person who never has anything positive to say, who turns every conversation into a list of problems, grievances, or health complaints. At first, you might think you're being kind by listening. After all, friendship means being there for each other, right? But after the visit ends, you may notice something strange. Your energy feels lower. Your thoughts feel heavier, and you start to carry their worries as if they were your own. When you're younger, you can handle these types of interactions more easily. You go home, get busy, and shake it off. But after retirement, your emotional state becomes more sensitive because you have more quiet moments to think. Constant negativity can sneak into your thoughts like a slow poison. Listening to someone's endless complaints about politics, family, or their aches and pains can create a cycle of comparison and self-pity in your own mind. And before you know it, you start feeling worse about your own life, even if, music, nothing has changed. Many seniors confuse empathy with obligation. But empathy doesn't mean letting someone drain your peace. It means understanding their pain without carrying it. Protecting your emotional energy is not selfish. It's essential for your well-being. You've spent decades working, giving, and sacrificing. Music. Now is your time to preserve calm, not absorb chaos. When a friend constantly fills your mind with gloom, you must learn to limit contact, not out of anger but out, music, of wisdom. As we age, our surroundings shape our emotional health more than we realize. So, choose friends who lift your spirit, not those who drown it in sorrow. You'll notice that when you protect your inner peace, your strength, sleep, and even your immune system improve naturally. Sometimes peace isn't about finding new people. It's about stepping away from the wrong ones. Number 2, the friend who competes with you. Another type of person you must avoid after retirement is the one who secretly turns every conversation, music, into a competition. You might meet them thinking you'll share a warm chat about life, but within minutes, it turns into a game of comparisons: who has better health, whose grandchildren are more successful, or who's living the more exciting retirement. This kind of friend doesn't mean to hurt you, but they carry an invisible insecurity that makes them measure their worth against, music, others. When they see you doing well, instead of feeling happy, they feel threatened. So, they try to regain control by showing off, talking endlessly about their vacations, their new investments, or how active they. You leave the visit not uplifted but, music, deflated, questioning your own choices and wondering if you've fallen behind. You see, after retirement, the greatest gift is the freedom to live life at your own pace. You've earned the right to rest, reflect, and choose peace over performance. But people who constantly compare disrupt that peace. They make you forget that your journey is unique, that your worth isn't measured by how many steps you walk or how many grandchildren you have. Some people only know how to connect through competition, music, but connection shouldn't drain your confidence. A healthy friendship after 60 should give you space to laugh, to share wisdom, and to be accepted just as you are. You don't need to prove anything anymore, not to anyone. So, when you notice someone's energy always makes you feel less than, take that as a sign. True friends won't make you shrink to make themselves feel tall. Protect your peace from people who confuse friendship with rivalry. As you age, your emotional energy is like gold. Don't waste it on comparison. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3, the friend who lives in the past. Another person to be cautious about visiting after retirement is the one who lives entirely in the past. You might have music, shared decades of memories, work days, old friendships, or community events. But when every meeting becomes a replay of what once was, something inside you slowly starts to fade. These friends tend to speak as if the best parts of life are already gone. They spend hours reminiscing about the good old days, comparing every moment of the present to something from 40 years ago. They'll tell you how much better things used to be, how people had more respect, how life was cheaper, simpler, and more meaningful. While nostalgia can be comforting, excessive dwelling on the past can trap you in regret and keep you from embracing what's left of your journey. I once knew a man named Harold, 78 years old, who would meet his old buddies from the factory once a month. At first, those gatherings felt nice, a chance to laugh about the pranks, music they played or the bosses they outsmarted. But Harold told me that over time, he began to feel strangely sad after every meeting. Instead of gratitude for what he had lived through, he started feeling bitter about what he could no longer do. The conversations made him feel like life had already ended. You see, when people spend too much time glorifying the past, they unintentionally reject the beauty of the present. Life after 60 isn't about trying to relive your 30s. It's about discovering new meaning, new peace, and even new friendships that fit who you are today. The past should be a book you read with warmth, not a cage that keeps you from growing. If you find yourself leaving a friend's house feeling smaller, older, or more hopeless about the future, take notice. That's not connection. It's emotional exhaustion. Instead, choose friends who enjoy life now, who want to walk, laugh, and share ideas today. You can honor your memories without getting stuck inside them. The truth is, peace doesn't come from reliving what was. It comes from accepting what is and still daring to love life as it unfolds right now. Number 4, the friend who constantly seeks help but never gives back. There's a certain type of person who seems kind at first, always calling, visiting, or asking how you're doing, but soon you realize their kindness has a pattern. They only reach out when they need something. Maybe it's a ride to the hospital, someone to fix a broken light, or simply someone to listen to their endless complaints. And because you're a good-hearted person, you say yes over and over again. But slowly, that yes begins to cost you more than time. It drains your spirit. As we grow older, our energy becomes one of our most precious resources. Yet, people who constantly take advantage of kindness rarely see how much it costs the giver. They assume that because you're retired, you must have endless time and patience. But what they don't understand is that peace is not something you own, it's something you've earned. I once spoke with a woman named Carol, 72 years old, who used to help her neighbors with everything, grocery shopping, cooking, even caring for their pets. She thought it was a good way to stay connected and useful. But over time, she realized that none of those neighbors ever checked on her when she was sick, they only called when they needed something. Carol told me, I realized I wasn't their friend. I was their convenience. That realization broke her heart, but it also freed her. Helping others is beautiful when it's mutual. True friendship means both people walk away feeling valued and respected. But one-sided relationships can quietly erode your confidence and sense of worth. When someone repeatedly takes without gratitude, it's not kindness to music, keep giving, it's self-neglect. You deserve relationships that restore your spirit, not ones that drain it. Helping others should never make you feel small or unseen. At this stage in life, your goal should be to spend your energy on people who truly care about your well-being. Learn to say no with peace in your heart, not guilt. You're not being selfish. You're simply protecting your health, your time, and your dignity. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any music videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5, the friend who always complains. There's another kind of person you should avoid visiting too often after retirement. The one who never stops complaining. You probably know someone like this. Music. They talk endlessly about how the government is failing, how young people have no manners, how prices keep rising, and how their life used to be better before everything went wrong. No matter what topic you bring up, they find a way to turn it into something negative. At first, you may think they just need someone to listen. You try to comfort them, offer advice, or share a positive story. But after a while, you realize that no amount of empathy ever changes their tone. They don't want solutions. They want company in their misery. And if you're not careful, you'll start to absorb their bitterness without even noticing. Negativity is contagious. Spending too much time around chronic complainers slowly reshapes your thinking. You start to see problems where there are none, and joy becomes harder to feel. Music. The mind, especially in our later years, is deeply influenced by what it consumes, not only through food or media but through conversations. I once met a retired teacher named Linda who used to meet her old coworker every Friday for lunch. Over time, she realized that after each lunch, she felt heavy and drained. Her friend would spend 2 hours complaining about her health, her family, and even the restaurant service. Linda told me, I started to dread Fridays. I felt worse every time we met. Eventually, she made the hard decision to stop those lunches. And within weeks, she felt lighter, happier, more at peace. You don't owe anyone your emotional energy, especially those who choose to stay unhappy. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. Music. Surround yourself with people who lift your spirit, who talk about hope, gratitude, and laughter. People who remind you that even at 70 or 80, there's still beauty to be found every single day. Let your retirement years be about joy, not judgment. You've carried enough worries through your lifetime. Now's the time to breathe freely, to laugh without guilt, and to share your presence with those who appreciate it. Number 6, the friend who secretly competes with you. One of the most subtle yet harmful types of people to avoid after retirement is the friend who turns every conversation into a quiet competition. Music. You might not notice it at first. They ask how your health is, how your children are doing, or where you traveled recently, but soon every topic becomes a chance for them to prove they're doing a little better than you, that their kids are more successful, their home is bigger, or their retirement is happier. At this stage of life, comparison is poison. The purpose of friendship is comfort, not competition. Yet, some people never let go of the need to win, even in old age. They don't share stories to connect. They share to measure. And every time you meet, you leave feeling smaller, wondering if you're somehow behind. I once knew a man named Robert, 74 years old, who used to play golf with a small group of friends every weekend. He told me that one of the men in that group constantly turned everything into a scoreboard, who had better clubs, who hit farther, who looked younger. Robert said, I realized that I wasn't enjoying the game anymore. It felt like I was in a competition I never agreed to join. Music, so, he stopped playing with them and started golfing alone or with new people who just wanted to enjoy the sunshine and the laughter. Music. As we age, our greatest peace comes not from what we have but from what we no longer need to. The friend who always competes can make you feel inadequate for simply living your truth. And that's dangerous, because the human heart in its later years doesn't need comparison. It needs contentment. It's perfectly fine to be proud of your life, your family, or your achievements. But pride shouldn't come at the cost of peace. When someone's joy depends on outshining others, they'll never know real happiness. Stay close to those who celebrate your victories and empathize with your struggles, not those who silently use them to feed their ego. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to music, inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Final thoughts. Loneliness after retirement can make us do things we wouldn't have done before, like visiting people who no longer respect our peace. But true wisdom lies in understanding that not every door deserves to be knocked on again. You don't need to chase old friendships or force connections that leave you feeling unseen. The people meant to stay in your life will make space for you without you having to fight for it. When you stop sit quietly, take a deep breath, and remind yourself your worth doesn't depend on who you visit or how many people you see. It depends on how well you protect your peace, your dignity, and your joy. Thank you for joining us today. Music, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, music, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.